Doma Sports Talk, worldwide, with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed, baby. Now let's talk a little Deontay Wilder fight coming on May the 18th, right? Coming on May the 18th. And, you know, it's going to be a hard one. I've documented that about Dominic Breazeale. I'm nervous about it, right? But let's talk about the most popular boxer in the world. You know, sometimes we forget that, you know. Deontay Wilder is the most popular boxer in the world right now, right? According to, you know, the most famed ESPN 100, you know, all athletes. We forgot about that. So he's the most popular dude, right? So he's about to fight on May the 18th against a dude that's mad at him and bigger than him. That happens pretty much all the time. They're always at least heavier. They might not be taller, but they're all going to be heavier than Deontay Wilder, right? Let's hopefully, you know, gain a little weight. I don't know yet. I don't know anything about that, if he's gaining weight for this fight. But let's make sure this is clear. Some things we're paying attention. If Deontay Wilder can win this fight, it'll be his ninth title defense in a row, which will put him in the top 10 of in the heavyweight history. It's only 10 heavyweights that's ever done that. So he would be the 10th. And so, you know, it's only the bad boys in front of him. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Joe Lewises of the world, the Vladimir Klitschko and Vitaly, Lennox Lewis, Joe Lewis, Muhammad Ali, Larry Holmes. Now, I'm just naming one at the beginning. I don't know. But, you know, it's like, it's those guys, right? There ain't nobody in there. They ain't messing around, you know. But Mike Tyson, matter of fact, did it in his second run, I think. So, you know, it's the bad boys, the best of the best. So this is something that's pretty, you know, put something on top of that. I think they should even mention that a lot in the build-up the next weeks or two so people can kind of know that it is legendary. Now, when you start saying things like that, especially if it's Deontay Wilder, well, who did he fight, right? Then you start trying to dissect them and keep doing that so you can really realize that it was somebody. Keep doing that. But let's make sure this is clear. No matter who you're talking about. If you're talking about Vladimir Klitschko, Vitaly Klitschko, stuff like that. And it irks me just as bad to hear when people are talking about Deontay Wilder's opponents and their bums, and those bums go on to do wonderful things in boxing and fight other fighters, and then they're not bums anymore. And I've documented that too, so I don't need to go into it, but that's what happens. But the same thing, I just get just as irked as when I hear about the Klitschko reign being boring, right? Two brothers, one family, two brothers dominate the heavyweight division, right? And the people who can't figure it out get sour grapes and calls it boring. No, it wasn't. I think two people doing something in one family, that's awesome. Shoot, I like the Williams sisters, the Maleva sisters too, back in the day, right? There's some people that do things. I like the Charlo brothers, right? They handling their business. And that was awesome. That wasn't even close to boring to me, I didn't think. Everybody else who couldn't get past them jabs and the discipline that these guys had, right? Then it's your fault. Get with the program. That's what happens now. So that wasn't boring. So, you know, and if you know people, I've seen people that would say bad things about Lennox Lewis. You know how I feel about that. That's ridiculous. You know, like he didn't fight nobody, and it's like he fought everybody. So sometimes to protect your fighter, you'll say other people's a bum when you're talking about your fighters, and then all of a sudden you're stuck with one guy. Like, well, who do you like? And you're really stuck with one guy, and that's why I say you're a fan of that guy instead of boxing, because that's what it boils down to when you start telling everybody's messed up, everybody's not good at it, everybody's fighting bums except your guy. And you tell everybody in history will fighting bums, everybody in the future will be fighting bums except for your guy. That's when it's no time to engage. Because that's just ridiculous at the end of the day. So it's like only would be 10 men to do this. What he would do, that's 9 title defenses in a row. It's going to be hard to do. But like I said before, Deontay Wilder, he should probably go for this. I mean, I don't think anyone has to tell Deontay Wilder to be aggressive in the fight. That's what he's going to probably do. I hope he boxes a little bit more. Like I say, I'm nervous about the fight against Breazeale. And one of the reasons being is Deontay Wilder is hitting on these big guys. Okay? These guys are always, you know, at least 35 to 50 pounds or more heavier than him. He's broken that hand or something on his arm about 7 times now. And when you're lighter and you hit as hard as a Deontay Wilder and a David Haye, For example, his body broke down once he went up to heavyweight and he was hitting those heavier guys with the velocity that these guys have. That's my thing. That's why I would like for Deontay Wilder to have some of these big fights before that hand keep breaking on him. And I just don't think that Deontay Wilder was able to beat Chris Arreola and a Bermain Stavern with one hand. You know, maybe a half a hand for a while. Just throwing with the right just to make so the other guy wouldn't really know what's up. Right? That would be hard to do against Dominic Breazeale. That's where I have my little issue, and it makes me a little nervous. But bottom line is this. Deontay Wilder is going for his ninth title defense, and it will put him in with the greats in the heavyweight division. That puts a little bit of more significance on the fight against Dominic Breazeale May 18th. So another reason to tune in. That's it. Throwing Sports Talk. Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.